there, welcome to our Mentor Coaching Success. So glad you can join us. Now today we're going to look at and dive into deeper ideas and exploration into competency number 8, which is on facilitating clients' growth. And this part, we're going to look specifically into one element, what we call partnering with clients to design actions, goals, and accountability measures that integrate with their learnings and expands their learnings in the whole process. Now, this part is going to be very, very important for us to consider because this is a part that many times coaches just goes over very quickly without much thought. So this part here, I'm going to break it down into two parts. If you're part of the ACC group, right, you will watch these videos first before moving to the next part. If you are with our PCC group, you may skip this part to go to the next video. Right, so I have two videos over here. Click here for ACC, click there for PCC, and we're going to dive right in. So the first thing I'm going to teach you guys, it's a toolkit, what I call Design Goals and Actions Level 1. So here, you will learn the basic premise of how to formulate, how to design actions with your client. It might come across as very structured and systemic at the start, but this is to give you handles to kind of know exactly how to move forward in the conversation. And I'm going to give you some examples, and during the process, I want you to post questions, your insights and things that you're learning into the comment section below as we have this discussion together. Okay, so in your relevant breakout rooms, I want you to discuss this and post your thoughts down below. Your mentor coaches will also be assisting you to kind of get going and to kind of get you excited in this whole process. So this part here, the first toolkit I'm going to share with you, it's what we call Design Goals and Actions. And I'm going to use these smarter goals as a way for us to kind of initiate our discussions first. Now, the very first thing I want us to consider is the ability for us to use specific, measurable, achievable, actionable, relevant, time-bound, evaluate, exciting rewards. So these are the smarter goals. So what do we mean by specific? The first stage is about refining the goals with sufficient specificity than in broad terms. So not too broad a term, but sufficiently narrow enough, right? And measurable. How would we assess the goal's success? How will it help the client to assess whether it's going to be a successful goal, an outcome? And is it a sense of achievable? Is it actionable? How much of the goal is within plausible reach of the client? Relevance. How relevant? How does this connect to the outcomes and the desired outcomes of the client? Time-bound. Is there a fixed period for execution, or is it something else? And evaluate and exciting. How would the client evaluate during the progress of implementation? How would the client evaluate during the progress and implementation? And in rewards, what rewards, maybe perhaps intrinsic, extrinsic, would be put in place to move the clients towards? And the design of goals will lead to a specific set of actions that will bring to fruition the desired outcome. So this idea of integrating the smart and smarter will allow us to set the foundation for us to initiate discussion to our clients, helping us to kind of narrow down what are the set of goals and outcomes the clients have toward achieving that larger intent for them. So I give an example. Suppose a client comes to you and says, I want to lose weight. That is a huge goal. But in this session, the client says, I want to have 3 ways, right? 3 ways to lose weight. And so one of the goals is maybe to begin my diet plan. So a diet plan is still very broad, right? Like it's not specific enough. So we can kind of narrow down and ask the client, hey, Mr. Client, what do you mean by a diet plan? The client can say, well, coach, I think I want to begin my intermittent fasting plan. Okay, so it's kind of specific, but it's still kind of broad because we don't really know what the client means by intermittent fasting. So we probe in a little bit more, and the client tells us and say, hey, coach, what I mean is I'm going to try the 8-16 rule, where I'm going to eat in 8 hours, I'm going to fast for 16 hours over the period of time. Great. So now it's specific. Now it's narrow enough. It's something that is sufficiently specific, right? Of course, can we go even more specific? We could, right, in terms of the type of diet, the calorie count, calorie deficit. But again, we don't want to belabor the point because the idea is not to go down too specific, too micro, that we miss the entire point. Let's go to the next part, which is measurable. How do we assess the goal success? Well, the client could say, if I can use this for the next 7 days, every single day I'm able to achieve that. I feel that I've achieved success. Great. Is this achievable, actionable, within a plausible reach of the client? Now, that's a question. If the client has never done fasting before, taking on a 8-16 might be a bit of a challenge. And to sustain it for 7 days is even more challenging. And that's when, as the coach, we'll be asking the questions, we'll be probing in and helping the client to find, hey, is this even doable? Is this maybe perhaps too huge? Maybe should I start in maybe twice a week first, or 3 times a week, before being ambitious to do 7 times a week. So that's when we begin to explore the client. Achievable, actionable. Next, is it relevant? Is this relevant to my outcome of losing weight? Is this relevant? Does this connect together? Yes, no. Great. Then next, is there a fixed time period I'm going to try this out? Well, the client could say, I want to try this out over the next 90 days. So I want to try this period of 90 days. Great. So you have a time limit of you implementing this. And how do we evaluate, is this an exciting goal enough for the client? How does it sound, Mr. Client, as you think about wanting to step into the weight loss journey by intermittent fasting over the next 90 days? How does it sound like to you? And if the client breathes really hard, then we know that perhaps it's not going to be an easy challenge, because it sounds exciting, but yet there's a lot of hesitation. That's when we begin to explore with the client, right? What is missing for the client to help them move forward? So how would the client evaluate their progress? Maybe every 15 days they would check into themselves. And therefore you have the R, which is rewards. How would the client reward themselves? Maybe perhaps intrinsically, extrinsically, to help them move forward in this. These elements of rewards are key to help the client to move forward. Without the reward, sometimes we do not know whether the clients are able to, to be able to progress in the right directions as well. So the rewards doesn't have to be big rewards. The rewards can be intrinsic and a push factor for the client to move forward in this. So there you have the smarter goals in terms of beginning of designing of actions. So I want you to think about this. Share with me your thoughts, your comments in the comment section below individually first. So this is what you're going to do. Individually, as you are in your breakout rooms, post your questions down in the comment section below, or give an example. What I want to encourage you to do is try to give an example of each one of these statements. Think about a topic, say for example losing weight, give an idea of a goal, and I want you to try practicing this. Say for example, maybe my outcome is about building a learning plan for myself. Great. List down the specifics, list down the measurables, list down the achievable, list down the relevance, list down the time bound, list down the evaluation, and list down the rewards in the comment section below. And then what I want you to do is, in your groups, I want you to look at your friends' comments in terms of their thoughts about this, and I want you to post a reply to their comments and test whether they are able to evaluate or design these smart goals properly or smarter goals properly. And in your breakout rooms, whether you're the ACC group or PCC group, to kind of have a discussion with your mentor coaches of how you would take this forward. How would you refine this? How would you deepen your discussions and apply this in a different context with your clients? So take a moment right now to pause this video and have this discussion, and post your comments in the comment section below, and have these robust discussions that will help you to move forward and progress towards the outcome that you desire. I'll see you really soon.